Never trust the word organic on a tub of protein powder. In this testing, that word sat on the front of some of the worst results in the whole lab report. Testers quietly bought 23 of the best-selling protein powders and shakes in America, took multiple batches of each, had them tested blind, and checked them for heavy metals. More than 2/3 came back with more lead in a single serving than the testers say is safe to get in an entire day. Some had more than 10 times that. And the worst results didn't come from the cheap tubs. They came from the organic ones, the plant-based ones, the ones people pay 3 or 4 times more for because they assume the price buys something safer. One came back at more than 15 times that daily limit in a single serving, and you are going to recognize the name. Quick note, every number here is for one product and flavor, at the serving printed on the container from the batches tested. It doesn't mean a whole company is bad. We are counting down all 10, then the 3 that are actually worth buying. Let's get into it. Number 10, Orgain Organic Plant-Based Protein, Vanilla Bean. The tub people buy for their mom. 2 scoops, the serving on the label, came in at 143% of the daily lead limit these testers use. That limit is half a microgram a day. From a California law, the strictest lead standard there is. So one shake used up your whole day before you ate any food. Organic rules cover what gets sprayed on a crop, not what was already in the soil, and a pea plant pulls up whatever is around its roots. Orgain says its products are safe for daily use. Remember who owns this brand because it comes back at number 3. And the next one shows a company selling a clean product and a dirty one side by side. Number 9, the Optimum Nutrition Gold Standard Ready-to-Drink Shake Chocolate. Biggest sports nutrition brand on earth. The shake came in at 150% of the daily limit, and the company declined to comment. Now hold that carton next to the gold standard powder on the same shelf. Same test, same lab, and the powder came back at 56%, well under the line. The drink is not the powder. And the next brand's own explanation is the most useful sentence in this investigation. Number 8, the Quest Protein Shake Chocolate at 161% of the daily limit. Asked about it, Quest said the lead they found was evidence its food safety program was working effectively. And that isn't a lie. Quest has a limit, and the product came in under it. The problem is, nobody ever told you what that limit was, because every company picks that number itself. Tested against what is the only question that matters. And the company that owns Quest also owns Owen, whose shake landed on the good side of this same test at 88%. Same owner, one over the line, one under. The next brand isn't only a lead story. Number 7, Vega Premium Sport Chocolate. 1 scoop came in at 185% for lead, and it carried enough cadmium to push you past the daily ceiling on its own. Cadmium builds up over years and settles in the kidneys, and cocoa and plant protein both carry it. Vega says the cadmium result did not match its own testing. In fairness, it has since renamed the product and moved its pea sourcing from China to North America. A new name on a bag still is not a lab result. The next one is the same problem with the friction removed. Number 6, the Jocko Fuel Mölk Shake Chocolate. 1 carton came in at 199% of the daily limit, almost exactly double, and the company didn't respond to the testers at all. And a carton has no friction. You twist a cap in a parking lot and do it again tomorrow without thinking. If this is already changing how you look at whatever is in your kitchen, you're about halfway. The next few include a brand that publishes its own lab results and still ended up here. Number 5, MuscleMeds Carnivor Mass Chocolate Peanut Butter. This one is beef protein. The serving is 4 scoops, and at that serving, it came in at 247% of the daily limit. Plant powders were worse on average, about 9 times the lead of dairy, but this was the only non-plant powder in the study to pass 200%. Animal-based doesn't mean clean, and that 4-scoop serving wasn't invented by the lab. It's printed on the container, which brings up the strangest entry on this list. Number 4, Momentous 100% Plant Protein Chocolate. Momentous publishes its heavy metal results on its own website, and out of 23 products, only 2 brands do that. 1 scoop still came in at 476% of the daily limit. Momentous says it overhauled its lineup and the tested products are discontinued, so this does not describe what they sell today. It was published anyway because powder sits in cupboards for a year. Now the detail that should change how you shop. That same company's whey powder, same round, same lab, came back at 30%. One company, one very high plant formula, one very low whey formula. We are getting close to the ones that surprise people. Number 3 is a tub a lot of shoppers think is the healthiest thing in the store. Number 3, Garden of Life Sport Organic Plant-Based Protein Vanilla. 3 words on the front: organic, sport, plant-based. 2 scoops came in at 564% of the daily lead limit. And here is the comparison that made me put it down. The concentration measured 61 parts per billion, and the EPA sets an action level of 10 parts per billion for lead in tap water. Out of your faucet, somebody would legally have to act. In a scoop of organic sport protein, nothing happens, because there is no rule to trigger. Garden of Life says the product is safe for daily use. It has belonged to Nestlé Health Science since 2017, which also holds the majority stake in Orgain, number 10 on this list. Number 2, Huel Black Edition Chocolate. The last 2 are the only products out of 23 the testers said not to drink at all. This one is sold as food, a meal you drink instead of lunch. One serving had 6.3 micrograms of lead, about 1,288% of the daily limit. It also had 9.2 micrograms of cadmium, and the daily ceiling is 4.1. Huel says its ingredients go through rigorous testing, and its products are well within the levels set by NSF, and it did not answer the question about cadmium. That certification requires staying under 10 micrograms of lead a day. The limit in this test is half a microgram, so that ceiling is 20 times higher. Both statements are true at once, and only one of those numbers was printed where you would see it, which brings us to the highest number in the entire study. Number 1, Naked Nutrition Vegan Mass Gainer Vanilla. The whole promise is the name. Naked, nothing hidden, short ingredient list. The serving printed on the container is 6 scoops, and it contains 7.7 micrograms of lead, roughly 1,572% of the daily limit, used exactly as instructed, and the highest result in the whole investigation. Here's the math that makes it real. The FDA sets a reference level for lead from food of 8.8 micrograms a day for adults, and estimates the average adult already gets up to 5.3 micrograms a day from normal eating. Add 1 serving of this, and you're at roughly 13, past the FDA's own level. Naked Nutrition says its suppliers provide paperwork showing ingredients were checked and that it requested third-party testing after these results. But asking for a test isn't the same as showing anyone one. And a short ingredient list only tells you what somebody chose to add. It can't tell you what showed up with the peas. If you've been using any of these, don't spiral. None has enough lead to hurt you immediately. The worry is small amounts stacking up over years, and your body works that load back down as soon as you stop adding to it. And nobody is pouring lead into a mixer. It's in the ground, plants absorb what's around them, and concentrating protein concentrates whatever came with it. A second, larger study of 160 products found nearly half went past California's threshold. Now the 3 that held up. These aren't runner-up prizes. Best option number 3, Truvani plant-based protein, chocolate. If you can't do dairy, this is the best documented option out there. 1 scoop had 0.46 micrograms of lead, 93% of the daily limit, cleared for 1 a day. Truvani's co-founder says the company had this powder tested 162 times in 12 months and tests every batch. But 93% is under the line, not far under it. Best option number 2, Equate whey protein, rich chocolate. Walmart store brand, the cheapest tub tested. 1 scoop had 0.27 micrograms of lead, 55% of the limit, cleared for almost 2 servings a day. It beat plant powders costing several times more because a lab has no idea what a tub costs. The catch is, Walmart didn't say what it does differently. Best option number 1, Clean Simple Eats chocolate brownie batter. 1 scoop had 0.21 micrograms of lead, 42% of the daily limit, and roughly 1/37th of what was in a single serving of number 1 on the avoid list. The company didn't answer questions either, which is a real gap. but across multiple batches in an accredited lab, it proved the thing this industry keeps calling unavoidable. So here's the single rule that does the most work. Buy the exact product in the exact flavor, and if the company won't show you a recent result tied to a specific batch, treat it as unknown. Not dangerous. Unknown. In the store, turn the tub around, read the California warning instead of ignoring it, and count the scoops because that number is a multiplier. No data at all? Pick dairy over plant. And remember what the seals mean. Organic tells you how a crop was grown. A sports seal means it cleared a ceiling 20 times looser than the strict one. Only a lab result for your own batch is proof. Because since a law passed in 1994, supplements here are treated as safe unless somebody proves otherwise. Nobody tests them before they're sold, there's no federal limit for lead and protein powder, and companies decide for themselves what counts as too much. The front of every tub was built to fill that empty space with confidence instead of numbers. Only a lab can tell you what nobody added, nobody mentioned, and nobody was ever required to look for. Subscribe for the next one.